right, Dan, we'll get back to you in a bit. But welcome, everybody, to the ESPN Halftime Show. I'm Chris Berman. Now we'll look at our first half by the numbers, and I tell you, first downs have been the story here. The Chiefs are winning because of it. Let's see if they can keep up their dominance in the second half. We'll pick up the action midway through the first quarter. Patrick would find his target on this one. That set up a 27-yard field goal. The Chiefs strike first and go up by 3. The Colts on D, the ball at the 36. Jones would snuff out a drive on this one. It's a fumble. There he is for the recovery. The Chiefs still in the second quarter. Chiefs ahead by 3. Number 29 shows some great awareness here as he gets himself into position to pick this one off. The Chiefs again have it. Patrick connected with his man on this one. A 15-yard touchdown for the Chiefs. Chiefs out in front, 10-0. Patrick is back to throw as they want to air it out here, and this one is right on target. A 31-yard play that set up a Chief touchdown. And that's where we'll leave this one. Chiefs are up at the half, 17-0. All right, Dan, thank you. So this one is in the books as we welcome you all to our ESPN Video Games post-game show. I'm Chris Berman. The Chiefs stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Hill came up with a big play as he was able to pull this one in. A 67-yard play that set up a Chief touchdown. The Chiefs have opened it up and now lead by 24. Ball at their own 48. Number 29 was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. Chiefs leading by 24. Patrick would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. The Chiefs have it again. Williams got the carry here, and he comes through. A 1-yard touchdown for the Chiefs. Chiefs winning 31-0. Phillip Rivers would find his target on this one. The Chiefs, after a stop on fourth down, Edwards bounces this one to the outside, and he's going to get some room to maneuver out there. That set up a 49-yard field goal, and that's where we'll leave this one. Chiefs win big, 34-0. Now let's take a sec to chat with our player of the game, the guy who seemed to be all over the field on defense and came up with big play after big play. Number 97 is standing by with Susie Colbert. Suze?
Thank you, Chris. You were fantastic, and you prevailed with a big victory. What do you think was vital to your team's success today?
Man, the whole week the coaches had us totally prepared for this game. We knew all their tendencies before it happened. We knew each play before they called it. I gotta give a lot of credit to the coaches.
Chris, back to you.
Well, that just about does it. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on ESPN, celebrating 25 years as the worldwide leader in sports. I'm Chris Berman. So long.
This is SportsCenter.
Hi there. I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Falcons come away with a 7-point win. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Jimmy Smith is probably the one that most leaps out at you. X-rays confirming the original diagnosis, it's a broken ankle. And that'll keep him out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. This guy will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for 4 weeks. Now we'll move on to our top story of the day. Jones is going to be watching from the sidelines for a while, as his injury will deal a major blow to this team. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Adrian Peterson ate up over 100 yards on the ground and helped his Redskins beat the Packers. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Chargers pick up their 3rd win of the season. Cobb stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Up in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle, the city by the Sound, we had the Seahawks barrel to an impressive 31-point win. Colts, Chiefs. Sound. Hill was definitely a key as he was able to work his way open for a big one here. The Chiefs win this one by the final score of 34-0. Up at Giant Stadium, we had the Jets come away with a 7-point win. The Lions' defense came away with 3 turnovers in their victory at Texas Stadium. The Steelers won at home and will stay home for next week's game when they meet the Eagles. George hauled in over 150 yards receiving and helped his 49ers beat the Bears. Brown stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Ravens, Eagles. Miles is so dangerous with his speed. The ball at the 27-yard line. And there's a little stutter step, and he's wide open. Touchdown! The Ravens go on to win this by the final score of 24-13. Way up in the northern plains in Minnesota, we had the Vikings stroll away with a 14-point win. And in our final game, we had the Titans come away victorious. So let's change things up a bit and turn to a guy that's had his eye on the college game, and that's our own Mel Kiper Jr. He joins us now. Mel, your work never ends, I know. Believe me, I know better than anybody else. But it's never too early to start thinking about next year's draft, is it?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And now that most teams have 7, 8, 9 games under their belts, we're starting to get a pretty good sense for which guys are going to be blue chippers come draft day. Becker is a guy, for starters, that I think truly has very few negatives in his game right now. 6'2", 341, out of Clemson. And this is a guy that's very agile out there and has great leg drive. But what intrigues me is his versatility. I really feel he can play any position on the line, though he's without question best suited to play guard at the next level. Logan is another guy that's starting to make some noise with a terrific senior season. He was a virtual unknown coming into this year, but people are starting to project him to have a solid NFL career. I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon as well. So that'll do it for now, but expect there to be plenty happening between now and April.
So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.